been a lot of videos recently on social media and even in the news about Jaguar's rebrand and whether it's the right direction for the company. I don't really want to get into it. I just want to introduce my new car, a Jaguar. Enough of that. So, what have we actually got? Well, it's an XKR, it's a 2008 model, designed by Ian Callum and launched in 2005. This is one of the last of the pre-facelifts before they went to the rotary dial in the interior and the 5-litre engine. So it's a good car, reminiscent of an E-Type in a lots of ways, with the shape of the grille, the rear wings and so on, and it's a car I've always wanted to own. I've had an XJR, the X308 shape, and it was a fantastic car. Went to France in it, went everywhere in it, a car I didn't want to sell. I've had quite a few Jaguars, from the Mark 1 to XJ6 series 1, 2 and 3s, XJSs. My dad owns an older shape XK8, loved that car, driven that a fair bit. But I've never featured one on channel, and when this came up, it was just too good an opportunity to miss. And to be honest, I didn't think I was going to be able to buy it. Normally my budget is on the lower end, so I end up with mainly Cat S cars. This came up as a Cat N, although it looks bad, we'll go into that in a minute. It's a Cat N car, and I bid a low number and surprisingly won it. So here we are. So the bulk of the damage, as you can see, is this on this front corner, and it's limited to this bracket, the wing, which has just touched the corner of the bonnet but not bent it, it's just chipped the paint. Obviously the bumper, the headlight was absolutely ruined, the arch liner. None of the wiring got damaged, which was good. The airbox looks absolutely spot on, fine, don't need to worry about that. This tyre looks like it's taken a battering, and I did think it had really killed the wheel, but it's not. It's taken a little chunk out of it, but it's not bad. So this wing obviously is dead. As far as damage goes, that's pretty much it. This corner. Now, as I mentioned before, it's a Cat N, and that's because this panel that's damaged bolts on there, there, and there, and there, and this whole piece comes off. Just noticed the airbox is damaged. Oh dear. Might be able to repair that. Don't know if it's worth buying a new airbox just for a plastic tab. If we can find one, we probably will. So yeah, not a bad car overall. I think it must have been sat on a car transporter with another car above it, and it's dripped and taken the paint off. The worst bit being on this rear quarter. Now I'm going to get all those done, mainly because I really like this car and I want it to be absolutely spot on. I think pretty much all 4 wheels need refurbing. They've all got some degree of curbing on, from mild like that to pretty bad like that. Obviously the brakes want a good clean, but they all do seem to work okay. Now we don't need to worry about corrosion on this car, given that it's all aluminium. So that's a nice thing to not have to worry about for changes. Usually, I'm mentioning no names, we do have to look at rust and worry about what we're going to find. But yeah, it's a good looking car. Now, when it arrived, it took 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours to get it off the trailer. And that's because the battery was completely flat. And on this, everything is electric. The seats are electric, the locks, you know, there's everything. It was an absolute mission to get it off the trailer. So the first thing we're going to do is get a new battery fitted on it and see if everything works, see where we go from there. But we need to be able to move it, so let's get a battery fitted. Okay, that's the new battery fitted. Let's give it a whirl. I absolutely love this. Yes. Got an airbag light, that one's looking at. Pedestrian system. But we'll sort all that. But for now, we're running. Pretty nice in here too. Apart from the factory fitted sagging Jaguar headlining, which we'll want sorting out. Right, let's get some damaged parts off. Yes, happy with that. Yeah, so I ain't got a lot of time today. Got other things to do, and the weather's not exactly on our side, but what I do want to do is try and get some of the big damaged parts off. We'll probably leave the bumper for today, but I want to get that big bracket off at the front, like I mentioned, that one, and I want to try and get this wing off. As far as I can see, it's a bunch of 10mm, couple in the door shut. I'm hoping I don't have to take the side skirt off, but we'll find that out together. So these 4 10mm to start with. Next up is these, that one, you can just see, and one under there, and then we'll see what happens. So that's all the bolts out of the wing that I can see. However, quick Google, there's 3 on the bottom edge that are covered up by the side skirts. We've got to get the side skirt off now. It's just held into a plastic clip at the front, which I've already pulled out. There's a plastic bracket at the back along that edge, but there's a row of Torx bits underneath, all underneath there, and then there's about 5 or 6 that are actually in the door shut under the kick panel, so we're going to have to get those done. I'm going to start by peeling this trim back. I feel like that's a good place to start. Which has revealed absolutely nothing. Except a rusted mess. Jesus, are they supposed to be Torx bits? If they are, they're very, very rusty. Right, so that's the front wing off. Those bolts aren't coming out of that side skirt, so I've just had to wedge my hand in the front here. It took ages, it'd have been boring for you to watch. But it's out. It's going to be an absolute nightmare putting the new one on. I need to probably have a look at drilling out those side skirts or something, because it can't stay like that. But for now, at least, that's the front wing off. It's taken a lot longer than I wanted to, so I'm fast running out of time. I'm going to have a little look at taking that crash bar off at the front, and I think that'll be it for today. So let's have a look at that now. The first thing I need to do is move this bracket back so I can actually get to the bolts, and as it's all damaged, we're going to use the persuader, but I don't want to damage the wiring, obviously, so we're going to try and move the wiring out of the way before we do it. It's just held in on this little plastic clip. It's one of those Spire clips, which take a little bit of teasing to come out, but do come out. So that can move out of the way. We'll hook that up there. And then all we're going to do is like hit this back. I don't care if I hit the wing, hit the bumper, it's dead anyway, so. Yes, right, 4. And that's that bit off. Thank God. As you can see behind there, absolutely no damage to the chassis leg. So yeah, that's why this car's Cat N, not Cat S. That is about it for this one. I need to have a look into some spare parts. They're going to cost a lot more than I realised. So yeah, I need to try and find a headlight, a bumper, a wing, an arch liner. So if you know anybody out there that's got those parts, please let me know, because I am going to need them. I've had a quick look and it doesn't look like they're going to be the easiest parts to find. So yeah, if you know anyone who's got some XK X150 parts, please point them in my direction. So yeah, in the meantime, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. We're trying to do a few different things and it really does help the channel out. And I'll see you soon for another installment of stripping XKRs down. Thanks for watching.